Okay, so this video is going to be my last one of 2023. And moving into the new year, a lot of you probably have goals for the year, things that you want to achieve. It's an opportunity for you to sort of take a reset and look at what's happened over the last 12 months or so and try to improve what's happened in the next 12 months. And this is something that a lot of people, I don't think, do particularly well. It creates a great opportunity to actually set some new goals and to, push yourself to do new things. And in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that and how to basically get whatever you want in the new year. If you're not familiar with who I am, my name is Ben Lister. I help agency owners and service-based business owners to save thousands and thousands of hours by sometimes even doing their outreach for them so they can start to work on the agency rather than in the agency. The first thing I want to talk about is how you can actually want what you want to want. So there's a lot of people who talk about, I want to be a billionaire. I want to have as much money as possible, regardless of what it takes. And I feel like in the industry, there's this sort of pressure to be that kind of person and to make obscene amounts of money and just always keep increasing it, As soon as you hit 100K a month, you want to make 100K in a day, right? It's that kind of mentality. And this is something that I thought that I wanted a little while ago. And I thought that I wanted to be, a billionaire, make tons and tons of money, just extreme amounts of money. But I've slowly started to realize that that's not actually what I want to optimize for. And so you can decide that you want to be someone who's incredibly wealthy and just make as much money as possible in the next year, and that can be at the expense of literally everything: health, relationships, family, free time, hobbies, all that kind of stuff. But if you actually want that and you're fine with doing that, and obviously that's cool, that's completely not a knock on anyone that wants to do anything like that. But I think a lot of people especially in this space will have some kind of interest in wanting to do something else. Once they hit 50K a month, 60K a month, 70K a month, whatever it is, they don't just want to keep working. They actually maybe want to enjoy the fruits of their labor a little bit and, focus on other things in their life. Because to be an extreme kind of person like that and to just focus on one thing, it means that you have to have some serious holes in your life in other aspects. If you look at anyone who is, absolutely crushing it, if you look at, for example, Alex Hormozy, he talks about he has a really poor relationship inside of his family, like his family from home, his parents. He doesn't have a great relationship with those guys. And I'm not, one to make a knock on anyone for anything like that. It's just the way that it is. And he has stacked his skills so much to the point where all of his points are now on focusing on business and focusing on finance, and that's completely cool. Obviously anyone can do whatever they want, but that wouldn't work for 99% of people. And when you're first starting out a business, or even when you've been starting out a business for a few years, it's pretty normal to want to be that kind of person who just works and works and works. But actually, if you set the expectation that, this is what you're going to do for the whole of your life, I think a lot of people at some point, especially if they don't have, issues inside of their family or their relationships or their health or anything like that, and then they start to build those in by just focusing on work, I think that people are very, very quickly going to realize that that's not the best way to optimize your life. And it takes a special kind of person and a very different kind of person to just focus on business and finances. And this is what I'm starting to realize, is that when it comes to goal setting, if you just focus on one thing, which is business, or you just focus on health and you don't care about your finances, or you just focus on your family and you don't care about your health and your finances, it's very quickly going to lead you down to a very, very dark path and a place that you probably don't want to be. And in my opinion, at least, it's a mistake. And so figuring out what you actually want, as in the things that you actually, I wish that I liked or I aspired to be this thing, for example, this is a very difficult task. And it's very easy to say that, I want to be a billionaire, but do you truly want to aspire to be a billionaire? Or would you want to be someone who is incredibly rich? For example, multimillionaire. For example, someone who is a multimillionaire and someone who has a great relationship with their family and their health in check and stuff like that. Or do you just want to be the person who wins and focuses on business? And you can very quickly see a world where someone who is, focused all on one thing and they've decided this is what they want, and that's completely cool. But I think for a lot of people, wanting to want many different things, three aspects of life really, which is your relationships, your health, and your finances. If you have a balance of all of those things, I think that is really the thing that a lot of people will enjoy. And I think that especially when you get to a certain amount of wealth, if you don't have any money right now, or you're looking to get to that first, 10K, 20K, whatever it may be, once you do have that, I think you will start to realize that there isn't there's other things as well. There's not just the fact that you can make a lot of money. And this is really what I've been realizing this year, is that, for the longest time I was striving to make money. And at the start of this year, I had very specific finance goals, and that's all I really cared about. Finance goals. I wanted to move to London, and I wanted to have the money to do certain things and to do this and that. But it was all finance goals. Very little of it was inside of my relationships and inside of my health. And now moving into 2024, I have a lot of these goals where it's a wide range of different things. And so I encourage anyone, when they're making goals for 2024, the 3 different areas, the finance, the relationships, and your health, have specific goals into these. And so there's a podcast that I listen to quite a lot, and they talk about hidden and observable metrics. And hidden metrics a lot of times are stuff that you just can't see. And this is why it's so difficult to set goals when it comes to your family and your relationships, and sometimes even your health as well. And so each of those can be broken down into many different things. But how on earth do you quantify your social skills, or your friendships, or how on earth do you quantify your well-being, or your mental well-being, your physical well-being? It's very, very difficult to do that. You could easily set, for example, I want to I want to bench 100 kilograms, for example, or I want to do, a 5K run inside of 25 minutes or something like that. It's very easy to do that. But obviously they're more like athletic skills. When it comes to health, for example, maybe you have a goal where, I only want to have one processed meal per week all year, or for example, or just a handful of those, or something like that. There's many things, for example, where in your relationships where you can't quantify those. You could, for example, say that I don't want to argue with my spouse, more than once per week or something like that. But oftentimes it's going to come down to the fact that you should be rating those and, how do I feel about this? How do I feel about that on a consistent basis? And this is something that I'm going to be looking to do in the new year and into 2024. And so there's going to be quite a few goals, but they're going to be relatively small in the sense that it's not going to be like super, super crazy. Finance goals are going to be very quantifiable, of course. I want to get to a certain amount per month. I want to have certain assets that I own and spend my money on certain things. So by the end of the year, I have a certain net worth. Everyone is in a similar boat when it comes to that. But when it comes to the family and the health side of things, I'm definitely going to be looking into, what is my rating on this? What would I rate this relationship out of 10? Where do I want it to be? How much time do I spend with these people? How much time do I spend with friends? How much time do I spend focusing on my health? Do I miss any days when it comes to going to the gym? And certain stuff which is just, it's very, very difficult to actually quantify. And obviously, if you spend time with someone, what quality of time is that? Different things like that. And so as we move into the new year, I'm going to figure these out completely and exactly, and I'm going to have them all written out. And I would encourage you to do so. And this is just a bit of the video is a bit all over the place, to be honest with you, when it comes to actual goal setting. But I hope this gives you a bit of better understanding of how to actually set goals and get what you actually want in the new year. And because once you have these goals in place and you know that they're there, it's very, very easy to optimize for those. And this is what I'm saying. If you want what you want to want and you have these in play and you understand that, okay, if I get to the end of the year and these have all been successful, then it is a successful year. And I know deep down that I actually do want to achieve these. I'm not just doing this because, someone told me to, or I see people that I admire doing this and I think that this is what they should do. And you actually want these things in life. And it could be literally anything. You can add categories in there that I haven't spoken about today, of course. But once you have that in place and you have something that you're actually optimizing for and you have a direction when it comes to 2024, I think that a lot of people are going to be in a much better place. So yeah, by the way, if you are looking for someone to help you to sign clients, then go ahead and click the first link in the description. We're not going to ask for your email or your phone number and give you some kind of free training or anything like that. It's literally just a video of me explaining how my company does this. You don't have to click it, of course. If you don't want to, if you just want to watch these videos, that's completely cool. But if you did enjoy the video, then click the like button and comment if you want me to cover anything specifically, and subscribe if you want to see more. Appreciate you watching this one to the end. Cheers.